UEFA Women's Championship League highlights and analysis. Chelsea FC 4 Paris FC 0. Tonight at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea delivered a commanding 4-0 win over Paris FC. A stellar performance, but how did they do it? Let's break it down. Match setup and context. Chelsea entered this match following a somewhat frustrating 1-1 draw against 20 in their campaign opener, where they created chances but failed to convert. Paris FC, meanwhile, were looking to bounce back after surrendering a 2-0 lead in their prior game. At Stamford Bridge, Chelsea largely stuck with a strong starting 11. Two changes came in. Sjeek Nusken and Sandy Baltimore replaced others in the side. From the start, Chelsea aimed to dominate possession and territory, and they largely succeeded, controlling over 70% of the ball. But as many of their matches have shown, dominance must convert into goals, and tonight they did just that. First half getting the breakthroughs. The early exchanges saw Chelsea probing with crosses, shots from distance, and attempts to break Paris lines. However, until around the 30th minute, Paris held firm. Then came a pivotal moment. A foul on Nusken in the box led to a penalty, awarded after a VAR review. Sandy Baltimore stepped up and converted, sending the keeper the wrong way. This was her second penalty in the Champions League this season. That breakthrough settled Chelsea, and before half-time they struck again. From a cross initiated by Alyssa Thompson, Johanna Rytting-Kaneryd leapt and powered a header into the top corner. At half-time, Chelsea led 2-0. Paris had scarcely threatened. Hannah Hampton was barely tested. Second half, putting the game to bed. Early in the second half, just above the 45-minute mark, Chelsea struck again. Alyssa Thompson tapped home her first Chelsea goal after a low cross from Kira Walsh. That made it 3-0, and Paris' resistance largely crumbled. Chelsea continued to press. Erin Cuthbert added a fourth in a scramble inside the box, connecting to a headed flick from Sam Kerr. As the match wound down, Chelsea managed the game comfortably. A few substitutions were made. For example, Lexi Potter made her debut, as they saw out a convincing victory. Paris' only notable moment late on came when they pressed forward, but Chelsea's defense, led by Millie Bright, remained composed. Chelsea 4 Paris FC 0. A dominant home display. Key performers and tactical takeaways. Several players stood out in this fixture. Alyssa Thompson impressed, not just with her goal, but also with her involvement in the build-up and her pace, linking play on the left. Sandy Baltimore showed composure from the penalty spot and was lively throughout. Rytting-Kaneryd delivered with a decisive header, showcasing Chelsea's aerial threat. Kira Walsh in midfield orchestrated much of the play, distributing intelligently and maintaining control. Erin Cuthbert added finishing quality when it mattered late. Defensively, the back line and Bright were steady, limiting Paris to very few clear chances. From a tactical perspective, Chelsea's high possession and control denied Paris rhythm and space. They transitioned sharply on the flanks, especially via Thompson and Baltimore. Their clinical finishing in critical moments, penalty, header, scramble, made the difference. Paris, though trying to press later, lacked cutting edge and were overwhelmed by Chelsea's depth. Implications and what's next. This result provides Chelsea with momentum in their group. After a mixed opening, they needed a statement win, and they got it. For Paris FC, this raises questions about their capacity to compete at this level consistently. Their offense was largely silenced. Looking ahead, Chelsea's next group stage match is away in Austria against St. Pölten. If they carry this form, their Kremlin ambitions in Europe look more credible. Conclusion. Chelsea's 4-0 dismantling of Paris FC was a showcase of dominance, depth, and finishing. A statement night in the UEFA Women's Champions League. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. Who was your player of the match? Thanks for watching Discovery Learning Channel, and see you in the next one.